the questions that are important for the logic in GHL to function, to map those over to GHL as well, so that when you then have this workflow, you can also split them again into two different workflows, if that makes sense.
Okay, but okay, and let me try to find it, because I think the other issue was the what it was getting mapped to in GHL wasn't. I didn't know what it should be mapped to in GHL. Let's say, I don't know. Let's just say that's the question. Then yeah, what would it map to, or do I have to go and create the custom field in GHL? Or
you would have to create the custom field in GHL for it to be mapped to a specific custom field.
Okay.
Right. And then you can do the operations like within the workflow builder and the automations builder in GHL. You can just simply set that up with the logic that you want to use there. So if certain custom field equals yada yada yada, right, then do X, Y, and Z, and then you can split it out like that.
Got it. Thank you so much. I
appreciate it. Of course.
I was back in my head trying to figure that out. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Amazing. Of course. Thank you. Then lots of success with that.
Thank you.
Cool. Next up, we have Fanel. Welcome.
Hi. Thanks, Niels. I am actually getting into execution mode here, so I'm excited. And thinking about the end user, think about the end user who has selected when they go to the funnel page and they reject all cookies on Perspective when that dialog window shows up. Say they reject it. Designing for that use case in that scenario, what would you recommend, like as far as the design and the artifacts that are on that page as I'm going ahead and building out like a version 1 of a funnel for an appointment setter? So I'm doing the appointment setter funnel. I want to put in all the artifacts, keep it very close to, as close as possible to the out-of-box, design solution that you have there in order to mimic all of the learnings that you already have. And then I want to drop in some case studies in those video sections that might be about like 30 minutes or 30 seconds long, describing past project and client wins. And I'm just wondering what I need to take into consideration as far as requirements should that end user be like, I'm not doing any of these cookies, and they hit reject. What do I need to worry about as far as like that failure, like very baseline, they've rejected them, what's going to fall off at that point?
Great question. So technically speaking, Perspective operates in a way where you don't need to worry about cookies in general, because it actually functions the way it should function, which is when cookies are rejected, we are not placing any cookies, right? So that is a good thing if you want to be compliant, right? That is a bad thing if you want to ensure maximum coverage of your tracking. So since we're a Germany-based startup, right? So we have a lot of technicalities with GDPR and all that good stuff in the EU. So that is a little bit annoying, but that is why we set the cookie banner up in that way. Is that the question that you were looking for? Like, what does actually happen with the cookies in the background?
Yeah, if they reject them, how does the page render if it renders differently based?
There's nothing that you need to worry about, luckily, in the sense that like the page renders the same unless you have an HTML element embedded, for example, which is GDPR sensitive is what we call it. That's toggle on the left-hand side, and I can just quickly show that to you guys in screen share. But it's basically, sorry, I need to quickly...
And is it generally true that Europe has stricter rules as far as targeting with ads and the amount of tracking that you can do?
That changes it, you mean?
Yeah, yes, just generally speaking, that like there's stricter regulations in place in Europe as far as the ads and tracking than in the US.
That's correct. Okay. That is correct, yeah. And that's also why, like, when you implement a cookie banner on Perspective and people reject the measurement, that we have less data to map that conversion back to Facebook, because we actively don't track that user then anymore. Of course, the gray head workaround, and this is not legal advice at all, of course, but the gray head workaround is to deactivate the cookie banner, or integrate the metapixel differently if you want this to be disconnected from the choice that users make on the cookie banner. Exactly. Does that answer the question?
It does, yeah. I was wondering, as I'm going into production mode, to build out these videos if there's anything I needed to worry about or avoid. And then on the bottom of the perspective file, I see that there's also like a little icon and it's like made by perspective, and then it has these bubbly hearts. Is there some way to get rid of it?
Of
Or
course
to
there
replace
is,
it with
yes.
something that's more of a call to action on my behalf?
Well, so in this case, it would be just about getting rid of it. There's no way to replace it, but it's actually quite straightforward. And I'll just quickly share my screen so you,
All right.
you know how to do
you.
that. So let me just quickly choose a funnel here. So what you would do is you would just head over to the settings, and then you see the affiliate banner right here, and you can just show affiliate banner or no affiliate banner. The cool thing though, just in case, right, if anybody wants to spread the love around perspective, if you do use that and people sign up, people sign up through that affiliate banner, you get the 30% affiliate share as long as that subscription is still active, right? So just in case anybody, anybody is interested.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you so much. Do you have any also other recommendations? Is like, hey, if you were to go for scratch and you had to cut, let's just say 15 case study videos. I was thinking just like camera, face to camera. Is there anything that you've seen that's been wildly popular, generally speaking, if you were to approach this project?
I would honestly try to likely get the highlights of all case study videos put into one video, because it's already hard enough to get people to consume one video than to consume 15 videos, right? So likely that would be a good option for you if you want to drive consumption and then conversion. So I would like to wrap it into a one clean VSL.
Got it. Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
Of course, you too. Thanks so much. Then next up we have Ian. Welcome, sir.
Hey, Niels. Hey, thank you very much. So we're about to launch our funnel and the ads. Is it okay if I just share my screen and go quickly through them?
Please do, sir. Of course.
All right. See. All right. Can you see my screen?
Looking good. Yep.
Right. Yeah. So this is kind of the funnel. I tried to use the appointment funnel, just adapt it a little bit. Kind of the promise, social proof, some text here, and
you can
then
already say it's super strong, man. Super good work.
Thank you very much. And then just some case study and this at the end, and then the A/B test is the same, but essentially without the guarantee. Just want to see what difference that makes.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the questions, so this would be the qualifying. So if they say no, they go to no, thank you. If they say yes, they go to current role. And then this, I wasn't sure about adding this because it might have less people going till the end. But also it might be, helpful to get their website or at least their company name.
Yes.
And then it's just the opt-in and this integrates with Calendly. That's essentially it.
Yeah, super straightforward, dude. Definitely. Regarding question 3, just because you just mentioned it, I think you should decide on including or excluding it on the basis of you needing that info or not. That was a very wordy way to just say if you need it, keep it. If you don't keep it, right? Because it will likely drop conversions just because it's higher friction. But if you do need it for the sales process, you do need to check out the website before. Then that's a good thing to keep. What you can also so John just asked could it also just be optional? Yes, definitely. But just you sending traffic to that page already implies work, meaning there will be people that drop off.
Right.
So what you can do is also just in case, right? With people, especially if the traffic that you send to their page is high quality, you can also gauge from the URL, from the email address, potentially what business that is. Maybe for restaurant owners, not so much, to be honest. So it might be good to add it if you really need it for the sales process.
Okay. In that case, I might just make it so they just enter the company name instead of the website. Might be a little bit less friction. Okay.
Yep. Fair point.
Perfect. And then for the meta ads, so I'm just gonna run a couple of images to start off with. They're basically all the same kind of background, and then the only difference is just the text and sort of the call to action.
Yes.
But they're all in kind of this type of style. So yeah, I'm not sure. What do you
Yeah.
think? Like, is also, can I make them like pop more? Maybe can I change the background of it so it's not a white background? I've seen
Yeah.
some that are running with like a very kind of bright color to attract more
Mm.
attention. Or do you think this is fine for now?
I think you can definitely change and improve design, but I think like for the style that you're aiming for, you can just run that up and then iterate off of the one that has the best performing messaging, because it's so clean. Like the only thing that will drive performance here is the messaging, and you have
Right.
they generally do like good copy also on the funnel. Like I think there's good copy here in the ad creatives as well. I think a couple of them will definitely work for you. And then once you have a winner or two, to just go and iterate off of those. But I think right now it will not do much for you iterating on design. So rather just get them launched, see what comes back, and then maybe, drive new variations in design from that same type of messaging.
Right. Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then last question. So I was going to run just one campaign, one ad set, going
Yeah.
for a like of an email list that we've got, and
Okay.
then doing like £30 a day and just putting all of the 7 or the 8 ads in that
Yeah.
one ad set. Is that
Yeah.
fine?
Totally fine, man. What you'll see is that Meta will pick 1 or 2 ads to distribute all your budget to, which is also totally fine. You just need to look at performance and turn them off if they don't work, and then Meta will automatically just distribute it to the other ads. But totally fine to get started, and then hopefully you will just end up with 1 or 2, or maybe 1 or 2 ads that will perform for you, and then you can spin up further ad sets and do some more creative iterations and tests there. But that's definitely fine for launching the first campaign.
Right. Perfect. Yeah, that's all. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. Just needed confirmation we're on the right track.
Dude, I honestly this was easy in the sense that like you have crafted good stuff there. I think is this your
Oh,
first
thank you.
time running ads for yourself? I mean, obviously you have your case studies there, but
Yeah. No. Well, running ads for an agency the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've run ads for stuff in the past.
okay, that was good stuff, man. Awesome,
Oh,
awesome
thank you
job
very
on the
much.
copy as well. Of
Oh,
course,
thank you. Thank you for the
Cool.
help. All right. Take
Of
care.
course. Cheers, man. Bye. Then next up we have Enzo. Welcome, sir.
Hey, how's it going? So I got
Very
2
good.
questions. One,
Yes, please.
not that important, but so 61 contacts have come through this client funnel. All of them have been sent to her high level and like a spreadsheet, but only 47 of them actually phone number verified. Is there any way to filter that?
So you mean the phone number verified feature from our side?
Right. Yeah.
That's an amazing question, man. So far, I'm not sure if well, that's a good question. Likely, like where my mind immediately goes to is there should be some way to filter. Are you integrating with the GHL integration, the direct one?
Yeah.
In perspective.
Yeah.
And then the payload that arrives, and you're mapping. Do you map the quiz questions directly to custom fields?
Yeah.
No. I don't think there's a verified or non-verified custom field. I just think it's shown with the contact data within perspective, right?
Yeah,
how-
I think so.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Do you
sure
think-
there's a way to get around it. I was also having this issue where people would put in a number and it'd be one number off, right? But the contact was then created and then it was sent to GHL and then they verified the phone number like 30 seconds later, but
Yeah.
that update didn't hit the GHL.
Super good point. Yes. Okay. You know what? I'll just take some notes here from validation and note down both of the cases because I think that is something that we can fix quite easily. So pass validation results.
Sweet. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And then second one was, okay, so they entered the wrong phone number, which was added to the lead as data. They went back,
Right.
changed the phone number, verified after, but that wasn't updated. That
Correct.
shouldn't be actually, but okay, interesting. Then we'll look into that.
And I have this across like 8 people
Yeah.
so far within this funnel. So, and that I've had to go back and manually update. So it's been happening consistently.
Update the phone number. Okay, interesting. I think like generally speaking, like how the engine works, right, is we do this on a device basis. So usually when somebody, but maybe if it's then submitted and it's already sent to GHL, it's
Yeah,
updated
because you create the
in
contact
GHL,
on
right?
the email. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
once they enter the email and then the last like number is submitted, even if it's not verified yet, all that info, yeah, that gets created and sent over.
Just leave it submitted.
So not that big of a deal, but I was just wondering if there was a fix yet.
Dude, but I totally get where you're coming from, right? It's like you just want to operate then off of your
Yeah.
GHL, and you should have the data there. So that definitely does make sense. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. But like, would you say,
cool.
Enzo, that a solution might also be just you custom setting the submission point in a custom way, so a custom lead trigger, and it's not based on the email, because technically then you could just do it with the lead with the phone number, right? Like one interesting workaround that you could try, if it's specifically with the phone number, is moving the phone number behind the email. Before the email, so you get the phone number submission before you get the email submission. That would be like,
smart.
And this is not the cleanest way, right? Like we should definitely look into this on our end, but like that would still maybe like in the short term have the effect that you're looking for.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I like that. It would, I not that important, but I put the email and the phone number right at the end. So I have them put in literally everything else, and right at the end, they put an email and phone. So I'm not sure how that would impact my stuff, but that's definitely a workaround. And then my second question was having issues with conversion rate, specifically because of pickup rate. So of these 61 leads, she's only actually talked on the phone with 4 of them, but our response rate on text is something like 40%. So they're really engaged over text. I mean, all the SMS verified ones anyways, and then they're not picking up for some reason. I know that this is like a problem and not just a feature, because she's also buying leads right now, because I'm doing this custom thing. She's also buying leads right now from a vendor, and it's like a guy I know that I referred her to. And with those leads, we're running like basically the same thing. He has a few more questions than I do. With those leads, she's closing 2 out of every 10, which is like, it's crazy. So I know that I'm doing something wrong here. Just wondering if you'd like to see an ad or something, or
just out of curiosity, then speed to lead, same thing, process, also follow-up process.
We have the same,
like everything identical.
Same automations. Yes, we have the same automation and everything. It's all running through the same GHL. So all this stuff is totally controlled for. Yeah.
And messaging of the funnel is different.
I don't know. I haven't seen his funnel yet.
Yeah. Because
the questions are basically the same.
Yeah.
Except he gets 2 more data points that I don't. So I don't know what his ad looks like. I don't know what his funnel says.
Same audience, same offer.
Same offer. Yeah. So targeting basically the same people. Like the leads that are coming in for both of us are within the same age range. But for some reason, the ones that he's getting are like doctors, lawyers, engineers, people with high W-2 jobs. And the ones I'm getting are just like poor people for some reason. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay. And same targeting though, like in terms of the or is it the same channel? Basically,
I know
like what I'm trying to ask, like what is different? If you can maybe answer that.
I just have to look at his ads and funnel basically. Like I've been harassing this guy, so I can be like, because we're like friends, you know. He's just like not giving me the sauce though.
Okay.
Same. We're both on Facebook. We both want to run wide open targeting and just let the pixel do the work. And we both use perspective.
Also same pixel, by the way.
Oh no, not same pixel. Okay. But I mean, like we both let the pixel do the work, if you know what I mean. Like we're just running open targeting.
Yeah. Because like I'm not sure how it's set up for him, right? But like a big change could also be just the quality of the data that you're sending back to Facebook. Like let's just assume we have the exact same funnels. Everything is exactly the same, but the only thing that we're changing is the optimization event that we're optimizing for, and when we're sending that optimization event back to Facebook. For example, if you set up the funnel to only forward that lead event back to Facebook when it's a lawyer or one of these high quality leads, then you would train the algorithm to only deliver these types of people. Right. If you have a lead event and you've been sending lots of data to that lead event on your pixel already, then it might even be super helpful if you say, hey, the quality is quite low, to go ahead and set up a custom conversion.
Make a new pixel.
Custom
conversion.
Okay. Custom conversion in the sense of like high quality submission. You just call it that, right? And you implement that as like one of the things that you send back to Meta, and you let Meta optimize for that.
Okay. I think can I do that within perspective, or is that like I don't know how to do that. That's something I'd have to look up.
Yeah. So what Perspective, the integration allows you to do is basically just map it back to the standardized events, but that is in turn not a good option for this specifically because you're trying to split away from the standard events, right? So
Okay.
what you would do in this case, maybe implement GTM, Google Tag Manager, so you can do a full custom setup. It's a little bit technical, but like from what I'm hearing, Enzo, like you're definitely savvy enough to go and get that done. There's many amazing tutorials on YouTube as well. So that's what I would try to do. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Other than that, I guess I'll just try to. I was like, I'll literally pay you, dude. Just let me see what you're doing.
Well,
I don't know what's different.
If he's your boy, he should get you. He should get you the sauce as well. And you know, if in doubt, dude, like open up the Meta Ads library, search for his name.
I don't know his page, bro. I don't know his page.
Oh,
Otherwise, I
damn.
would have done. I'm like doing deep research here. Like, dude,
Okay.
I'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
I
I'm
see.
getting new things launched today. Like, I'm asking the 2 extra questions he's asking, and then I'm just changing the
Yeah.
the creative to just show more of like the avatar that we want to be getting.
Yeah.
So, but I'll try that
Yeah.
custom conversions event, and then I guess I would start a new pixel for that. Is that what you would
Not
say?
new pixel. I wouldn't do new pixel. Pixel, generally speaking, like you can split within pixels if you just do custom events. But
Oh,
like
okay.
you would want to have a more mature pixel, generally speaking. Like if you can choose rather one that already has data.
Sick. Okay.
Yes,
Gotcha.
sir.
That was those were my questions then.
Good stuff, dude. Then it would be super amazing if you could just keep us posted in the community, because I would be really keen to hear the result of the A/B test or the identical funnels and if that would fix it. Yeah.
Yes, me too. Yeah, I don't participate
dude.
very much. I got to do it more. Post on the school and
I would
stuff.
appreciate it so, man. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Alrighty. Thanks
Cool.
so much.
Thanks, Enzo. Cheers, man. Then next up, Jonathan. Welcome, sir.
Hey Niels, how's it going? Still in Tuscany?
Still in Tuscany, sir. Yeah, that's why we have a little bit of a different background here today. But yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
Cheers.
had a kind of interesting situation with one of my funnels.
Mhm.
So we launched that funnel probably like 3 weeks ago, 3.5 weeks ago, maybe 4. And
Okay.
the first 2 weeks have been insane in terms of the first page conversion, like 88% first page conversions,
Wow.
which is like
Okay.
crazy.
Crazy.
And then
yeah.
all of a sudden, last week at some point, I believe we ended a split test.
Mhm.
And somewhere similar at that time, the first page conversion went down to 44%, literally like half of what it was before. Now the split test that we ran is just different images on the first page. The one that we kept was one that in total, a total conversion rate across the entire funnel had double the conversion rate of the other one. So obviously we kept
Yep.
it.
Makes sense.
So I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe it's something about the ad. Maybe we're hitting up again like the same people, and that's why the conversion rate is all of a sudden lower.
Yeah.
Maybe it is something about the end of the split test. I'm not sure. If you want, I can also share my screen and show you the funnel.
That would be
something
good.
strange.
And what would be also of interest is total conversion rate. Did that stay stable, or was that changed as well?
I believe it was like fairly stable. It was around like 8% consistently. At some point, it was like a little bit higher. Now, although in the last couple of days, it's been dropping to 4%. So
Okay.
at the beginning, it was pretty stable, and now there has been a little bit of inconsistency.
Got it. Because like 88%, then I'm not sure on what basis of data you've been, this math was taken essentially, right? But like these high numbers and then dropping to 44%, that usually is because you have a couple of edge cases technically in the beginning, maybe of that ad, or of that campaign starting, and then it just evens out.
I
which
can
is-
share my screen if you want. In terms of like data, maybe that would be helpful.
Please do, man. And that's why like my mind immediately goes to, okay, but if the overall conversion rate is stable, which is like the end result that you're optimizing for, right, then should be in a good place. And if it now started dropping a little bit, depends on where you're operating in and what market, then it might also be a little bit of fatigue, but we can look into that later. So
so here specifically, we're talking
Yeah.
about this first couple of 2.5, 2 weeks or so. And
Yeah.
as you can see here, I mean, let's disregard this for just a second. It is like 88%, and it's out of 371 visits.
Yeah.
By the way, like what this drop is, it's kind of a weird situation. I just learned that after that here. where basically we set it up with a question yes or no, and then if it says no, it basically skips the next question. So the data is kind of a little bit skewed here. We obviously removed that, but yeah, it is what it is.
Got it.
And then
Okay.
the next period,
yeah.
So starting from here until today, it literally like conversion rate dropped in total. And the first page conversion also dropped. We did remove the one page in between, so maybe that also does change something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's strange. I don't know.
It's super strange, man. Especially like so my first thesis, right, at almost 400,000 funnel visits, it's definitely not outliers skewing your page-to-page conversion rate that much. But it's super interesting. What type of market are you operating in here?
Right. So this is you mean location?
Location and target audience. Yeah.
Right. So we are, first of all, it's open targeting. We have video creatives, and it's specifically in Austin, Texas. This specifically, and it's blepharoplasty. Blepharoplasty is basically eyelid surgery.
Okay. Interesting, man. And Austin is, I assume, quite big then if you do target open targeting, right?
It's pretty big, yeah. Austin, it's like not New York, but it's still like, let's say, let's compare it to Frankfurt.
Yeah. This is so interesting, dude. Like, I wish I could give you a super straight answer as to why that would be the case, but I couldn't tell myself based on the data that we have here. So I think like the best option that we have is just move forward based on the current data, right? So is that the last entire week?
Yeah,
that is the last entire week, right? And have you changed creatives in between?
We did, I believe. We added 2 new creatives or 1 new creative, but I don't know if that one specific creative was the one that is getting all the leads. Let me just quickly check right now.
Because what I would also always just try to reverse engineer, and that is like, interestingly, when we run funnels, right? For example, like we have a webinar funnel that we spend a lot of money on, and this webinar funnel, like whenever that conversion drops, we look at the ad account and not the funnel, because we didn't usually change much in the funnel. Maybe we run a couple A/B tests, but generally speaking, it can be ad fatigue. It can be another creative that picked up lots of spend because Meta assumed it to be the better one, but it didn't really convert for us. So that is basically what I would look into next. And
so,
yeah, go ahead.
You know, I just want to say, like, I just looked it up, and what I see, it is all of the old creatives. So literally the exact same creatives that are getting the leads and the clicks.
Okay. And how many creatives are getting spent? Is it just one winner?
Right now it's two winners.
Two winners. Yeah. And then the cost per lead on those also thus doubled essentially over the last 2 weeks, if you look at the progression.
If you want, I can just open up the ad account and we can take a look at this again together.
That would be helpful.
1 sec. Let me know when you see this.
Looking good, yes.
Good.
All right.
Then, yeah, it's basically 2 winners right now, and the lead cost. I mean, we can like compare.
Let's do the same period.
Ideally, exactly. Yeah. So this is the same period.
Yep.
Cost per lead is pretty high. Like it's not that high normally. And then if we're taking a look at, I believe it was
just to maybe 7 days before, just for better reference.
Yeah. Let's just see this. Okay, so again, also doubled.
Yeah. Makes sense. And then let's do total quickly. Sorry. Okay. But let's do. You can also just look at that yourself. But let's do total time frame ads running and look at frequency, and then also look at the progression potentially over the last couple of weeks. Because even though like, okay, 1.4, that's total.
It's not that crazy. Yeah.
It's not that crazy. But like for one creative, it can still be the case that that means ad fatigue. Especially like at the current spend level that you're at, right? So you spend $1,000 and you're at 1.4 already in terms of average. That can already mean that this creative just doesn't drive as many results anymore because it's fatigued. And with 2 active creatives, do you have more creatives in the pipeline, more that you're testing?
Oh yeah, we're creating right now like a whole bunch of more creatives.
Okay.
But I mean, in this case specifically, like Meta is right now just spending everything on this for whatever reason. So if I just turn it down, like maybe.
Okay. Yeah. you can turn it off, but what will then happen is that Meta will force spend to the ad creative that they deem not worthy to spend on. So rather go ahead and turn off ad creatives that are outside of your efficiency goal, but continuously test new ones. Right. So what you would want to do is you want to have a second ad set that you spend some money on. You have maybe 5 ad creatives in there, and ideally you find 1 or 2 new ad creatives that are spending $15 per lead. And then you scale those up. But generally speaking, that's also why we at Perspective, we cycle through so much creative, man, where like we run more in a CBO structure by now, but we just launch new creatives, and anything that is outside of our efficiency goals, we just cut, but we launch and launch and launch. So basically that is the process. And usually you see the conversion rate dropping or overall cost per lead just rising if the creative just doesn't work anymore. And it's also fair if that was a banger for you for the last 2 weeks or before that last week. It's also cool to just turn it off for a bit, let other creatives run to take over the spend that are working right now, and then test this same ad creative again in 2 weeks. People forget. So that is also an option. But I would in your case, just focus on creative for now, honestly.
I have one more question, which is in terms of A/B tests, is there like any way to actually have like a log of A/B tests and dates and results, like something like that? I don't know. Maybe it's already existing and I'm just not aware of it.
We don't have it, unfortunately, but it's an amazing question. But I'll add. I'll make sure to pass it to the product team because we do have. I've heard that a bunch of times as well. A/B test history. Yeah, totally, man. Totally.
Amazing.
Exactly.
Right.
In the meantime, I would just really go ahead and document it yourself in a spreadsheet. That's what many agencies do as well, just to make sure to have that history. But of course, it would be super cool to have a version history as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just circling back into like the first question. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a mess right
Okay.
now. But
Easy.
So the ads creatives are very likely what is also affecting right now the quality of link clicks that is then also not converting. Like the lead cost is double and the conversion rate on the funnel is half. So it's a total of like what, 4x efficiency.
In terms of how the math works out, if conversion rate is half, lead cost is double, right? So that is basically how it works. Like otherwise, you would also see that lead cost in your ad account to be 4x if conversion rate was 25%. Right. So the reason for your cost per lead being up is just like what you see as a correlation of your conversion rate being half. Exactly.
Yeah. Sorry, my math wasn't.
I'll get it. No, I'll get quick math.
Thank you.
Man. Likewise. Then next up. We have, would you like to share how to pronounce your name really quickly? That would be amazing.
Hami, hello.
Hami, welcome.
So I'm completely new here. I'm a beginner. This is the first ad I've created in my life. Maybe I can just share my screen.
Please do.
So it's actually just a quick question. Can you see it?
Yes, looking good.
So after the person entered the email, then they should see the results.
Yes.
And then after seeing the results, they can type in a text here. And then I want to show the thank you page. But now the thank you page is after the email. Is there any possibility how I can change that?
Yeah, so what you would want to do in this case is you would want to move the thank you page to be page ABCDE of the result pages. So in this case, Ergebnisseiten, right? Because otherwise it will also mess a little bit with your data. And since like you did it right, that you want to have the result pages to map the logic correctly. And by the way, we have advanced logic launching very, very soon, which is also amazing, where you can like really do, AdWords, exactly, see right there. That would be cool stuff where you can really specifically map like if this, then that logic and similar things. But for you, Hami, in this case, just move the thank you page below to your result pages to the Ergebnisseiten. And then after, when you set the button for one of the respective result pages, so A to D, map it to link to that final result page. That should solve it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
That's all, yeah? All right.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Then we have Edward again. Welcome, sir. Welcome back.
I didn't see any hands raised, so I was like, all right, I'll throw it back in.
Yeah, it's all good.
I rebuilt the first page. I want you to tell me if it sucks or not.
So
All right.
let's go. We
This quick,
threw
quick iteration cycle.
Yeah, we
cycles.
threw two quick case studies in there, and these are ones that we are running creative to. So we have ads that highlight a little more in depth these case studies.
Yeah. So add 5 to 10 new customers per month using our bundle lift system. Same system used to get Chris in jobs with 300 first 30 days working with us at Spencer. Yeah. So honestly, what I would try to do, I would replace this. Let me think about it for a second. I think right now a couple problems that I'm seeing is still that, first of all, I have no idea who Chris is exactly. I have no idea like what business he's operating in. Same with Spencer, right?
Okay.
And what I would try to do like per month using our bundle lift system, also fine, but I personally don't exactly know what a bundle lift system is. And maybe like your customer audience or your target audience knows. So that is all good then. That doesn't like a good feedback in this case. What I would really try to do, I would add 5 to 10 new customers per month using bundle lift system. Keep that. Describe what the bundle lift system is in the subheadline. Add a reviews element above, right? So that you immediately have some form of proof above the fold. Maybe even a Trustpilot integration if you have that, like anything where you can just push legitimacy. Add a logo bar under that subheadline, and that in turn should also move the quiz element back up a little bit.
Okay.
As to Chris and Spencer, under the quiz elements, immediately have one or two sections around these case studies to add a little bit more context, ideally with their faces, if possible.
Okay. Yeah, and I can show the ads account for it, so I can like actually show the real metrics and how we did it.
The best. That's
Okay.
the best by far. Like showing ad accounts, like speaking from experience here, is what people really love.
Okay.
Okay.
So you would throw like a review thing right up here, and
Yes.
then okay. And does it matter that this is slightly below the fold, or is that not a huge deal?
It does matter.
Okay.
Which is also why I would try to make the subheadline a little simpler and focus it on the description of what the bundle lift system is. Maybe add a logo bar there, but it's not strictly necessary if you do have the reviews up on the top above the headline, and that should also move the quiz a little bit up.
Okay. Cool. So
you can
leave
also
this, simplify this.
Correct. Sorry, just wanted to say you can also play with the spacing a little bit above, because like right now before the main headline, there's a lot of spacing, but if you use that space for the reviews, it would add up nicely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. I'll get that.
Of course, man.
Done.
Cool. Amazing, man. Cheers. Then next up we have Enzo again.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought I'd jump in here and just
Please do.
Show you this.
If you have some feedback.
You just let me know if anything jumps out at you that's like, oh yeah, that's definitely why that isn't working. First, here's the metrics. So there's nothing like in here that would tell me that there's anything wrong. And then let's see, here is the funnel. So the only thing that I can think of is that, like I said, I still don't know what his ad and funnel looks like, but my ads are less direct call to action. They're more like, I don't know if you know what IUL is, but it's more like, oh, hey, you could get this with this system. This is how it works. It's more like educational. And then it says learn more, or it'll be like calculate how much you could get. And it's less like get a quote directly, which I think his are. So is this like too vague, this headline, or?
Yeah, so that's an interesting observation right there, man. If that I haven't seen his headline right now, but generally speaking, like the offer you make quite heavily dictates what part or like what place in the journey your audience is in, right? So in this case, it's quite explorative. I can also just dabble and like think about the idea of working with somebody in your industry or getting your offer, versus if there's like let me maybe like do a more tangible example. Like if I say, hey, dude, like just configure your solar or configure your Mercedes. You want to buy a Mercedes, like, configure your dream car. That is a lot of dreaming involved versus like get a quote for this or that Mercedes model, right? Like the specificity is a lot different. And I think that can, especially in an industry like this, or with an offer like this, which generally can reach everybody, will make a huge difference in terms of how qualified your customers are, or your leads are. I think that can make a difference.
Gotcha. I think, yeah, that was the only, like, I've made new ads and stuff, and I was going to rework a different funnel, but that's the only thing I was going to do, is maybe change the wording more to bottom of the funnel people versus funnel people.
Yeah.
So what do you think
know
the
what
wording?
his cost per? Sorry, do you know what his cost per lead is?
Okay, this is crazy because I'm getting them at $45 a lead, right? There's like, I don't know, 6 data points or something in here. And that's what, like, I get them for directly, and then she gets them. He sells his leads. He just sells leads for $35 a lead. So there's got to be margin. There's got to be room for margin there.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
and
Do you
it's
think,
like
like,
more bottom of funnel.
But is he running only ads, like, just out of curiosity?
Yes, it's only Facebook ads.
Interesting.
It's not even video ads either.
Mm.
All the ads that we've shared back and forth, he only ever uses image ads.
Yeah, man. Then it just needs to be like a big leverage on the messaging that he uses, I assume.
Okay.
Just
So
has
what
to
do you
be.
think I could? I mean, I know you don't know the offer, but what do you think I could change about the wording on just like the first part? Because basically what we're offering is this. It's like a life insurance policy mixed with basically like a 401k type of thing. So it's an investment, and it doesn't go down. The downside is it just doesn't go up as much. So it just guarantees a certain fixed return. That's it. That's the whole thing. And then you don't pay taxes on it when you withdraw. So should it be more like shopping for IUL, compare options within 30 seconds or something like that? That's just what is like my intuition.
Dude, like the only problem is that I don't know the market good enough to give you like an amazing copy suggestion right now. But where my mind or where I lean to is always like, just lead with the potential sickest offer that you can lead with. Like, if you look at our advertising, what do we lead with? We lead with lots of the best customer results, right? And like, what I would like, and you need to know, like, if that's possible or not. But what you could do is like, find out how to get a certain retirement income of X, Y, and Z dollars. If that is a claim that you could make, right, or up to make it relative, right, up to X, Y, and Z, I think that would in turn already get more people to be interested, because especially if you're leading with financial, or specific numbers in financial services, then I'm pretty sure that this will do a lot for you as well.
Okay.
But what you can also do, Enzo, is do me a favor, man. You can just also spin up a bunch of ideas, put them into the community. We'll go and check them out. And if I have some more ideas, then I can also go and chime in with a couple more suggestions, but we can figure something amazing out. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Cheers, man. Of course. Yeah. Likewise. Thanks. Cheers. Then last but not least, we have Alec, still deciding to jump in last minute.
How's it going? So I'm pretty new to this whole field. I work for a company that does real estate marketing, but we also do we create ads for companies, and I'm kind of here to learn. We developed this this funnel. I can share my screen. Let's see. Can you see that?
Yes, looking good.
Yeah, and question is, our conversion rate is pretty low. We're doing this A/B test. Just wondering if you had any thoughts about our page funnel. Let's see, kind of see this.
So if I saw correctly in the metrics, the page B is doing all the heavy lifting so far, right? So page B is doing.
Yeah, it does look like that.
Yeah. Okay. So far, what's your cost per lead, and are you happy with it? Just out of curiosity.
Let's see. I don't know that information.
Yeah. Then maybe Alec, we can also just jump in with some thoughts on the B page, because right now it seems like B page is definitely converting the best. If we just quickly open it up one more time. So first things first, what I would try to do, and maybe like some guesses as to why the B page works a little bit more, is because like affordable luxury flooring already implies a little bit more value than upgrade your floor, to me personally, right? I think like you're leading with a stronger value prop right there, and then get a free quote in 60 seconds. Also immediate value proposition, very, very tangible as to what to expect. So I think that's actually a good place to start. I personally have a hard time with the color and the background, just in terms of contrast. I think you can make it pop a little bit more, but maybe not using the flooring as immediate like background. And I think the check marks that you're using here, professional flooring consultation, free of charge, personalized recommendations, no obligation to purchase, immediately takes away the objections that customers might have. So I think it's really good that you have those here. What I would add in to make this even more successful likely is lots of proof. And I know I'm like quite boring by always recommending proof, but honestly, guys, like if there's one thing that like sure as hell improves conversion, it's just like how believable you are, and that is done through proof usually. So that is really what I would also try to put up there, because you already have, you know, over 100 plus 5-star reviews on Google. Get the review, the Google badge on there, up top, right? Making sure that it's immediately visible. And I think the section below is also quite strong. Can we just quickly go to page A one more time, just out of curiosity?
And you said put the Google badge, is that what you said?
Yeah, Google badge, exactly. You can also just use the native reviews block that we have, but you can also just use Google as an integration, have the Google badge there, because what people can then see is that it's actually like verified by Google, or they can even click on it and then see the actual reviews on Google, which is also helpful in some cases. Exactly. Yes, get a free flooring quote in 60 seconds. Yeah. It's interesting that you're leading with the quiz here and that doesn't convert better for you. I think like if you were to try to take the copy from the second page, run it with a quiz, that could even get you another boost.
So the
that
copy
can get you another boost
on A.
Yeah, for example. And one thing, but like I would honestly say, maybe let the test run for a little bit, because there's not much data so far. But I definitely see why page B might convert better than page A. And then as a second test, I think what would be super cool is if you have that proof edit as I just described, then you maybe even use a quiz element instead of the button for continuing to the second page. And if you do so, then I would also go and try to use a simpler question. Right now, you already ask customers to make a harder decision as to like, what do you actually want? Whereas like, are you currently shopping for, you know, flooring solutions, or like flooring? Yes, no, like simple, where their mind immediately goes to, it goes from, hey, is this something I trust, to answering this question. That is the usual goal of the quiz question on the first page. So yeah, a couple tests I'm suggesting here, but I think like that would already do a lot.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That helps.
Cool stuff, man. Of course. Sweet. Then, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're already at the end, 5 minutes over time. Thank you so much for joining today. I had a blast as per usual. Just as a quick FYI, if you do have a question and you can't wait until next Tuesday, there is a couple of options for you to get help. First of all, it's through our community. If you aren't part of our school community yet, just posting the link really quickly here. You can always just post a question into the community, and me or the team will get back to answer that question. There's also a classroom in the community with lots of helpful content as to how to use perspective, marketing, running ads, all that good stuff. And of course, within the app, there's also the option for you to get help from our support team anytime, and that is especially useful if you are if you're facing any technical issues, right? So an integration is not working, you want to connect your domain, all that good stuff. Just click on that little blue chat icon in the lower right corner, and the team will be right at your disposal to help you get set up. With that being said, thanks so much for joining today, everybody. Looking forward to see you next time, and have an amazing rest of your Tuesday. Goodbye, everybody. Cheers.